Do you know who's most at risk for dehydration? It's children, athletes, and the elderly. Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory issues, and I help you to stay sharp so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a public school teacher for over 30 years, I quickly realized that our job is more than just teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic. And these days, there's even more on those teachers' plates. Every teacher wants her students to be ready to learn when they come to school. And you know, both teachers and parents have a role to play to help the children keep learning through the day, so they're able to continue learning throughout their school day. Did you catch my last video? I did a video a few days ago. It was a short little video on the importance of water. So if you didn't catch it, go to my Facebook page, Keep Your Brain Sharp, or to my YouTube channel, Keep Your Brain Sharp, and you'll see it there. It's on them staying hydrated, okay? Because it is so very important. Today we're going to talk about some of the benefits of water, and also we're going to explore some ways you can keep your child or yourself hydrated throughout your school day. Water is so very important because we are water bugs. We're like water balls, water balloons. Yeah, we are filled with water. In fact, our body averages to about 60% of water, and some of our organs have even more than that, like our kidneys and our brain and our muscles and our heart and our respiratory system have like in the 70s and 80% of water. Every cell in our body needs water to live, and it's the main component of our organs. So we need water. It is very, very important. The problem is that we're continuously losing water. We lose water when we breathe, we lose water when we urinate, we lose water when we sweat, and our brain is a real bully when it comes to water because it's going to get its water the best way it can. So it's going to be pulling water from other sources to help it get the water it needs, because you know what? If you have even a 2% drop in the amount of water that you need, your brain is not functioning at its best. So it's constantly using water. It needs water for all of its functions. Water is used for so many things. And like I said, the greatest people at risk are our children, athletes, and the elderly. Every system that we have is needing water to stay hydrated and to thrive. And in terms of our brain, did you know that water affects your brain in many ways? Water affects your sleep. Water affects whether you have headaches and the severity of your headaches. Water affects your mood and the messaging signals that your brain is sending to different nerve cells. Water affects that, the amount of water that is available. Water also affects how tired you might be. And these things have to do with how your day at school is going to go. Whether you're tired or not, whether you feel headachy or weak, whether your brain is sending the messages appropriately, if you got enough sleep, all those kind of things are going to affect your mood. All those things are going to have an effect on your school day, and water has an effect on those things. And here's a side note you need to know regarding children. They tell us that allergies and asthma, and those are two things that I noticed have increased in the school system over the years. You go to a classroom and on the door or in the window they have all these notices about there's a peanut allergy or this kind of allergy or that kind of allergy. All these people, different kids are talking about their asthma conditions, and you know there is a relationship between lack of water, not enough proper water, and your respiratory system having problems and having allergies and asthma. They say it has to do with your mucous membrane being too dry. because it's not lubricated with water. So you need to think about that, especially for your children. Okay, so got some questions here. First question is, how do we regulate the water in our day? We want to get more water in our day, and especially when you're going to school, what can you do to make sure that your child or you stays hydrated throughout your day? Okay, so those are some things, two things that we want to address, okay? Because they need to be hydrated as they're trying to learn. So they're going to need water circulating sufficiently as their brain is trying to learn. All right, so here's the first thing I want you to know. You're going to have a team. Together, everyone accomplishes more. Team. And you know the parent's going to be number one, numero uno on the team, but we're also talking about your teacher, your child's teacher. We're talking about any school parent groups. We're talking about the school site, the school that your child goes to school in. And we're also talking about, hopefully, the school district. Everyone has a part that they can play, and ideally, everyone's going to be pitching in and playing a part. What kind of things can you do? Number one, hydration should start in the morning. Within the first 5 to 15 minutes that you wake up or your child gets up, hydration should start. Because guess what? It's been at least 8 hours. For a child, it's been 9 or 10 hours, but it's been at least 8 hours that your body has gone without water. So it's the most dehydrated that it's going to be. And so it needs to be supplied with water as soon as possible. Now, when I say water, I'm not talking about ice water. I'm not talking about even cold water. Research has it that the best water to be drinking is room temperature water. You don't have to really warm it up necessarily, but room temperature water is the best water. It'll keep your metabolism. If it's too cold, it's going to slow down your metabolism. And you don't want that. You want a good metabolism, so they want room temperature water. And ideally, you're going to be drinking 1 to 2 glasses within the first 15 minutes that you get out of that bed. 1 to 2 glasses. Now with children, it may kind of be hard for them to drink 2 glasses, 16 ounces of water in 15 minutes. So with them, or maybe with you, it's at least get that 1 glass in, those 8 ounces in, and then try to get those other 8 ounces in through water-rich, water-dense fruits and vegetables that you might be having for breakfast. Okay, so you want to ideally try to get as much water, up to 2 glasses, 16 ounces of water in you before you even get out the door. Okay, in the morning, you want it to be room temperature. Okay, and that is going to give you a great start. It's a great habit to instill in your children now, and if you don't have it as your habit, it's a great habit for you to start having. And if you don't like the taste of water, if you get tired of the blandness of the water, you can put, like half a lemon in there. So put some lemon juice in there or some lime juice in there, so you can kind of change the flavor and get a few extra nutrients as you go. But that'll give it a little different flavor, and you'll be able to down it a little better maybe. But the bottom line is develop that habit. Okay. The second thing is you want to send water to school with your child, which I see a lot of people doing. And of course, if you're in school, you want to take water with you. And I see a lot of people doing that. The thing to check with that, number one, is when your child comes home, check and see if they actually drank the water. I'm at school and kids have water bottles, and they go home and they still have water in their water bottle, so they didn't drink that water. They may have drank a little bit of it, but they didn't drink that water. And so you can maybe encourage your child to have that water bottle empty by the time they get home, to drink all the water, or even to have it refilled, sometime during the day. Encourage them to drink water and have some kind of check system, so you can kind of see, are they actually drinking the water that you put in? Same thing goes for you. You might be lugging around a water bottle all day long, and when you get home, you're still lugging around the same water bottle at home. And so have some kind of check system and incentive for you to actually drink that water. The other thing is you may want to think about sending water to the class. They used to send boxes of Kleenex. Every parent, every child brought in a box of Kleenex for the class, so they'd have enough Kleenex, enough tissue, during the year kind of thing. In kindergarten, they have this, rotation system where the parents send the snack for the whole class or something. Why not encourage people to send a case of water. We're talking about the small bottles of water because we don't want to waste the water by getting a 16 ounce and the kids are going to drink it. So a small bottle of water, for the class, for kids that don't have it, for kids that use up their water, whatever the deal is, you can maybe get that going. Talk to some parents, talk to your teachers, see about parent groups or whatever, and try to get them to have some cases of water on a regular basis in the school and encourage the kids to drink it. Which brings me to the next one. Talk to the teacher about having some scheduled water breaks. Okay? Just like nowadays they have what they call brain breaks. The kid gets up and moves around and whatever, get their brain going and reset the brain, which is great, so they realize that the kid needs to get up. It can't sit for that long. Great. What about drinking their water though? You can have those same scheduled water breaks for the kids, every couple of hours. Have a water break for the kids where you're encouraging them to drink some water. Okay, the other thing is, and this may take some lobbying on your part, little proactivism on your part, is to try to see how you can get water as an option in your lunchrooms, in your cafeteria, so that instead of just having your chocolate milk and regular milk and juice are the options that I see these days in there, which aren't really great options in my opinion, but anyway, at least have the fourth option be those little water bottles for the kids to drink, or even better yet, replacing that chocolate milk or that regular milk with water choices, which is something that they need a lot more. Okay, so you can talk to, once again, your parent groups, you talk to your school, you can talk to your district and try to get that option. Now, I know that they have water fountains at school. Okay, in the room they have a water fountain. On the playground they have water fountains, but let's just be real for a minute. Being real for a minute, number one, when the kids go back there to get water, they're not drinking water for very long. They have that like five countdown thing that they do, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're done, or whatever they say. And that's not drinking a lot water. Also, the teacher's not to let them get up and drink little sips of water that many times when they're trying to teach them, or the whole class to be doing that all day. That's not going to be a good option either. And outside, that's when you're desperate, but a lot of those water fountains outside are not as hygienic as you would want them to be, and the kids kind of shy away from them, or kids, if they're still like they used to be, will stuff them with stuff, and so when they go to get some water, it squirts 10 feet over their head or something like that, and so they're not always best equipped for the child to be drinking water all the time. And hopefully, we're not even going to talk about the filtering system. Hopefully that's up to date. But anyway, so to be real, be better for you to have the bottled water for the kids, or the water bottles for the kids, okay? Because you want to encourage them to have water breaks where they're actually going to stop and drink the water. You want to have, of course, in the lunchrooms if you can. The last thing I want to suggest is to teach them how to eat their water. So we're talking about water-rich fruits and vegetables that you can put as a snack, in their backpack, that they can have an option, in the lunchroom, or a snack when they get home, that kind of thing, where they can have cucumbers, celery, strawberries, raspberries, tomatoes, even radishes, things that are water rich that they can eat raw. Just toss into a little bag and throw it in their backpack or whatever, that they can have raw, and encourage them to eat those things so that they can get their water in that way. So if you would like a list of water-rich fruits and vegetables, I have like over 70. I have a list with over, I think it's like 75 water-rich fruits and vegetable choices, so that you can have variety in their lunches and in their snacks, and even in their morning, meals that you can have, so you can pick some things that your kids may like. And you can get it by just going to my website, Keep Your Brain Sharp, looking in my resource library, and you get access to that, free access to that. Get in there and you can have copies of that and all the other things that are in there, because your brain's destiny is in your hands. This is video number 172, Back to School, Hydrating Your Day. Hope you check it out.